just like, wow, really?
Yeah, no, the best thing about Kirby lore is that every single fact that comes out and every new thing that you learn just makes everything more absurd.
Pretty much, yeah. You want to talk about Prime Kirby lore? Watch Kirby right back at you. Saturday mornings at 10 on 4Kids TV. Right? Was it 4Kids?
I think 4Kids was a localization company.
Or was it the Fox Box?
Oh, wow.
One of the others.
You just sent me back in time.
Some Warner Brothers animated. No, it wasn't Warner Brothers. Okay, we're in grand finals.
We are in grand finals.
We're in grand finals. Mr.L. That's the second one. Can we get a third? One more. You're done.
Oh.
Yo, Mr.L's dead.
Yeah, dude.
That's a 30-second stock.
Call it the Nowhere Man, dude. That's
where this kid's so from. Much off of that. Was that one Thunder Jolt? What the hell?
No, one Thunder Jolt. You just got one down air, and then you just went to town. And here we go again. Oh, no, whiffs at that time. But either way, you saw what was going through WebbJP's head anyway. You know what he wanted, even though he whipped it. Like, you know what the guy was going for. Ooh,
delayed like get-up doesn't pay off.
Good down smash off of the knockdown.
Oh, and he's just going for super hard reads with a very comfortable stock lead. And this is scary because aside from that one exception earlier, we have not seen Webb make the kind of execution mistakes that cost stocks. This is a character this is a player that's not going to give you anything. Look at these confirms. Oh my god. Mr.L is going to need a breather after this one.
It's like it's a new thing over and over again, man, but then it doesn't even feel like that because it's the same thing that Lucas has been doing to you this whole time, and it's just bending you over and taking you to nowhere. Oh my god.
Okay, this all started because it got to the ledge.
No.
Okay, whoa. This started. That entire stock started because he got to the ledge second, realized that he had the advantage there, and instantly hit the go button. And just like airtight execution off of his entire offensive game plan from that moment onward. That was a completely innocuous ledge interaction that WebbJP turned into an entire stock. What am I watching?
Dude, I can't. I don't want to. It's like WebbJP makes it so I can't even do my job. Because every time I watch this guy, I'm literally speechless.
You know what? I think
he just
feels the same way right now.
He just catches people in these vortexes with what is quote unquote a bad character. And I gotta sit here and talk about that? Is that my job? All right.
Are we gonna have to start talking about Lucas main propaganda?
We're gonna have to. I think it might be reaching that time of the night. We're already in
The movement
grand finals.
starts now.
The movement starts now. I mean, MDVA has been on that. They banned this character a very long time ago.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right, we're on Town and City. A little bit more room in terms of that.
And that is absolutely what Mr.L needs right now. Like,
yeah.
It just needs to slow this thing down because that last game was over so quickly.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting because like normally like you wouldn't want to take Lucas to like a small stage because you figured like with any of his 1 of 3 kill throws he'll find some way to kill you. Plus the Lucas Vortex will just get that damage tacked on you that much quicker and kill you that much earlier. Now Mr.L has a lot more space to be able to slow it down, stay grounded a little bit more, play Lucas's game to really try and create those openings instead of forcing one. I'm telling you, man, Lucas mains, they wake up in the morning, they get out of bed and they're like, I hope somebody presses a bad button against me today. I hope somebody does that against me today, man, because once they do, the character will just absolutely explode on you. But you're on a big stage, you got a little bit more room to play the field and just stay away from Lucas a little more. And most importantly, stay grounded.
But what is Mr.L doing? It's like he's glued to Webb's shield right now. He's not sitting back at all. He's just running straight in. And it's not working, but he's just like willingly throwing himself into the maw right now on the off chance that he can score one of these scramble kills. I don't think you can take those chances against Webb's execution here.
And you saw Mr.L's own counter pick actually working against him real quick right there.
Yeah.
As that side B does take the stock. He landed a dash attack that would have killed on so many other stages with Town and City, despite having very low vertical blast zones. It still has some of the biggest horizontal ones, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, no, did I get that backwards? No, I did not get that backwards. That has the highest. I was thinking of Smash 4 for whatever reason. My mistake.
Town and City, small side blast zones, big top blast zones.
Yeah, I literally got it backwards because it was backwards in Smash 4. I don't know why. I just got that mistake for a minute. Yeah, maybe that's why it wasn't working against him, why the dash attack didn't kill. My mistake.
But now Mr.L finally opening up some semblance of a lead here. Yeah, like, I wonder what he saw, like, what openings he's seen in Webb's game, because it's, like, it seems so precarious to just be all in against somebody whose execution and, like, their decision-making in scrambles is so on point.
Yeah, that's definitely where he thrives.
And a character, too, that enables that decision-making. But despite all that, Mr.L is getting it done in game number 2.
Ooh, and you see him try to drag down with the nair off of that up air. That would have been very, very cute, but nothing doing. And you see him just running in with these grabs, man. I mean, he finally is able to get an opening of his own. But still, you know, it's just not the wisest thing to be doing.
Oh, he's making it back. It's Pikachu.
Oh.
He got him with that? No way. Pikachu.
So smart.
Wow.
So very,
okay,
very
and now he's
smart.
got him back off stage. What can he do here? He's going deep, and he's got it. Wow, what an answer.
You know your character's good when you can edge guard Lucas without problems.
Honestly,
that's if you want
that
to
is
just
insanely true.
put it on the Richter scale, no pun intended, on if your character is good or not. Can you edge guard this man? If you can't,
Yeah.
character might not be good enough. If you can, character might be pretty nice.
Yeah. But now I think we are in for one hell of a set here, Nintunas.
I think we are too. I think we are too indeed. The Town and City counterpick, you know, seem to be working against him from time to time. I mean, Pikachu's dash attack, you know, as much as that move explodes, the high blast zones of Town and City, it just allowed WebbJP to go to the corners. And, you know, WebbJP, it's interesting because on Town and City, which was actually one of Lucas's best stages in the last game too.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if the ceilings are that high. The character has 3 kill throws to be able to work with if he just gets that grab kill confirm. And the Lucas Vortex doesn't care how big of a stage it is. The neutral is what matters instead, my friend. And it's going to be interesting to see that here on Pokemon Stadium. You jump in, you just keep jumping in against Lucas. That is where this character gets everything on you. This character's aerials are just made for intercepting bad approaches. It's what he's all about, which is why you really should not ever be playing that aggressive against a character like Lucas unless your character has frame data that's amazing, plus frame data that is safe. And even then, you gotta be sure you gotta make damn sure you're spacing that right. The most optimal thing to do against Lucas isn't necessarily to play quote unquote lame like so many, you know, people will say you have to against certain characters, as that forward air does not take the stock.
But this stock
sometimes you just gotta stay grounded.
Stock though.
Yeah,
like,
man.
We both agreed before the beginning of the last game that the solution here is to slow it down and to give yourself breathing room. Mr.L said, no, I don't think so. I'm just going to choke the life out of this child. And I'm going to do it with my oppressive varial game, and I'm going to do it with my oppressive offstage game. And he's looking pretty smart right now. Like, losing that first stock, but if he's able to, you know, even this up quickly, there's no reason why he shouldn't continue this pressure.
If he can find a way to play his game, you know, then that's all that matters. You can say you have to play a certain way against Lucas, as that up smash does take the stock. But at the end of the day, if you're able to get this guy in such a disadvantageous position that you can still find a way to just, you know, break through that mold and play your own game, then at the end of the day, that shouldn't really matter. I was just speaking before, is that like the optimal thing people say is that you want to stay grounded against Lucas because his ground game is not as good as his air game, but we've yet to see how WebbJP is going to adapt to that because Mr.L is not exactly playing like that. This guy's pressing buttons.
He is, for sure, pressing buttons. But you know what? At the end of the day, if Biddy can play his game, then so can you.
That's well played. That's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
That throwback.
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. Oh, I like that. Up being straight down to just create a little mini wall of a hitbox for WebbJP to run into, popping him up. I think he actually could have comboed off of that.
Yeah, and like, even he's accelerating in every way possible. Mr.L is. He's not even like dashing. He's just using quick attack because it gets him over to that kid that much faster.
And it's just such a beautiful thing, too, because we've been talking so much about how hard it is to edgeguard Lucas, which it is. That is if you're not playing the right characters, man. I mean, you see Mr.L off whenever he has WebbJP off the level. You see him with these forward airs. You see the way that he's forcing WebbJP to ledge every single time.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say, besides the fact that my man Mr.L right here, he's tier listing him. Because he's doing the one thing that you really say, one of the few things that you really can't do against Lucas, and he's doing it because his character is better than his, and his character can get away with it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He's making Lucas look like a slower character, and as lame, I don't want to use the word lame, but like as passive as a matchup as this could be on paper, forget that. Give me 8 more games of this.
If anything, I think Pikachu is the anomaly here, and I think Mr.L is proving it right now.
Yeah.
I think so many characters, even characters that are, you know, by most tier list and just by most general consensus, better than Lucas. Pikachu, though, way too high on the echelon that even he can break the mold. He can defy the laws of physics.
Chase down was so sick.
He can defy the laws of
And the
physics
active
right now.
frames
Clam had back air
evening
off
up.
the level. Oh. It
We're
doesn't
both
matter.
just out of lots of words. This is such a different game from what we saw in game 1. And I mean, it's certainly, I mean, for all that we've said about Mr.L, this is still Webb's game that Webb is in control of this game.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, you know, despite how much we've been hyping up Mr.L for breaking the Lucas mold, he is still losing.
And he is starting to get that control back. Okay, all right, gets himself out with some K Rocket.
That's the PK
Now-
Thunder, baby. You know, even with the first hit of that, the multi-hits, even if you're not edge guarding properly, like with that move as Lucas, it will save you because it'll just pop your character up regardless. As amazing as Pikachu's recovery is, it'll just, you know, keep Lucas safe.
Wow, he just yoinked that stock. Mr.L was going full throttle. He was like a couple of frames off on that down tilt grab, and Webb just said, nope, you messed up and your pressure was fake, and now you lost the game.
Yeah, man, it's just such a wonderful showmanship of shows, especially that PK Thunder, man.
Yeah.
Off the level. I mean, that move, I'm just going to come out and say it, that move is very ignorant. But it was even proved to be ignorant against a recovery as amazing as Pikachu's, man. Because you think to yourself, what am I going to do with PK Thunder when I'm on the stage? What Lucas likes to do with that is that he likes to be able to gimp people. We saw what he did to God Mode, how he just silently took that set at the end of it with just those 2 dinky little hits of the up B. That's because Ryu's recovery, as good as it is, not as good to be able to make it back from that when you're off stage without a jump that low. Pikachu, on the other hand, in theory, should be able to make it back from those situations every time, and he normally does. But we saw him get around. We saw Mr.L get around the PK Thunder to get in WebbJP's face, but he was still able to turn the PK Thunder 1 around towards him up in time to just pop Mr.L back onto the stage to protect him.
Yeah.
That move is so good and so non-committal, PK Thunder 1, that you can even edge guard Pikachu with that. And even if you don't kill him, you might not have as good of a chance at killing him as you would as other characters. You'll at least be safe at the end of the day, man.
The edge guarding is so important here because Pikachu's recovery, like the one thing that it has over almost every other character is distance. But you can, like, if you play against Pikachu enough, you can start to catch on habits and like what angles they like to take. And with a tool as powerful as PK Thunder, and even PK Freeze, which Webb hasn't been using a lot of, but it's there, this is, like, those are insanely good tools to turn what is usually a comfort of Pikachu's game into a death trap.
Very true, my friend. Turning around the down B. Excuse me. Turning around the down B right there. We are on Unova. It's going to be pretty interesting that Mr. L decided to take them here. Maybe he's just going to try and, like, cheese out some early kills on WebbJP here for sure.
Possibly.
Maybe he feels like
He's
he can
getting a
bash
lot.
little
Oh,
easier.
that's... No,
Like
it's not.
that.
That's not high enough.
Oh, wow.
What are you doing down there?
Such an awkward position to be in. He Pikachu, man.
Oh, that's... No, that's
No, you're
not-
fine.
It's Lucas.
Nah, yeah, that's not Ness, baby. That's not gonna kill from there. But yeah,
It does have that
Maybe he
screen,
thought- it does. He's Pikachu, man. I mean, I guess he thought he could just go, like, you know, that low, below, you know, even if he gets stage spiked, he should be able to up B back. I mean, not that you should be messing around down there, because you really shouldn't, but
Is that the fakest strong hit screen in the game? I think it's gotta be, right?
Lucas's up B?
Like, look, okay. All right, maybe there, but, like, that move takes a while to kill, and it gives you that screen every time.
You know, I can't think of another fake one right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure there might be, but to be honest, got me, Clam Hat. I don't know. Gonna have to shake your hand on that one. Oh, getting the weak hit of the up smash.
But now it seems like the pressure from Mr.L has maybe started to cool off a little bit. And he had such blistering pressure for so long, for stretches of game 2 and game 3. You have to start to wonder how long you can keep up pressure that is that rock solid and not let a character like WebbJP into it.
It's rough, man. You gotta just keep your spacing on point so much, and even if you don't, like, Lucas just has such insane options out of disadvantage to be able to start a combo and just get you back into that vortex, man. I mean, it's just so interesting to see, though, because especially with the way that back
got him
takes the
again.
stock. Yeah, man, it's just so interesting to see, especially with Pikachu, though, because Pikachu, I think, is the anomaly, because this character is just one of the best in the game when it comes to pressuring and just keeping safe pressure in your face. And to be honest, we keep talking about how, you know, pressure characters just love to push buttons in Lucas's face and get exploded for it. But I think Pikachu might be one of the few characters in this game who can, low-key, get away with it a little easier than a lot of other characters can. I hate to bring up, like, my main interest, but think of a character like Mario, who has, like, amazing frame data, you know, but it's not as... He's as quick as he is, he's not as nimble as Pikachu. Even then, he's got to watch his buttons against Lucas, too, and sort of play Lucas's game a little bit. Pikachu?
Absolutely.
No, man, it's a different scenario.
Oh,
That down smash whip from there?
That's insane.
He was facing the other way, and he looked.
Oh no!
I think he just decided to throw that.
Maybe.
Oh man, he might have been pretty tight about that down smash. He was facing the opposite direction, and I do believe there are more particle effects towards the front of Pikachu. Not that there's like a dead zone or anything behind him, but like they aren't as prominent behind him, if I'm not mistaken. To be honest, I'm not really sure, but I think we might have just learned it.
And we also have a bracket reset here. Webb continuing his just torrid march through losers bracket. He's dropped 2 games so far since losing to God Mode in winners semifinals.
I'm sorry. You're gonna have to repeat that. How many games was that?
He's dropped 2 games since losing to God Mode in winners semifinals.
How many games was that? 2? Only 2?
Yeah, 1 to Mr.L and 1 to Beast.
Good golly gosh.
And in that same time, he's got, let me count them up, 10 wins. 10 game wins.
You know what they say, Clam Hat?
What do
they say? That the more warmed up you are, the better you're going to play.
I have heard that. I have heard something to that effect.
And I think WebbJP is pretty warmed up right now. We have true finals for you guys right here. Mr.L versus WebbJP, losing 1 set to WebbJP to have this bracket reset. This is going to be a showmanship of shows. I'd be a lot louder if I could. My parents weren't sleeping in the other room, but I would. I'd be screaming. I'd be shrieking.
Same. Yes.
Like my profile picture here on Discord that I really have to update because it's just Kermit the Frog getting choked.
Oh.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Listen, I was just about to go and check, but then you said I was like, all right, well, that's not on the list of things that I was expecting to come out of his mouth.
That's it. I never expect anything to come out of my mouth.
You know what? That's how you make it in this cutthroat world.
That's how you make it.
Amazing.
You commentate from the heart, not the mouth.
I don't know where I'm commentating from right now.
Hey, we are into weird bracket now. It is officially 12:04 a.m. Eastern.
Weird bracket hours.
Yep. Or no, Nightmare Bracket. This is a concept from baseball in which a baseball game that extends past midnight in the local time zone becomes officially designated as Nightmare Baseball. So we are into Nightmare Bracket.
Is there like a nightmare version of Pablo Sanchez that's somehow even stronger than his human counterpart?
I think you need a Game Shark code for that.
Ah, okay, you need a Game Shark code.
His one 3-star rating goes to a 4-star rating with everything else that's 4-star.
Oh no, yeah. His one weakness is it becomes his greatest strength.
Yo, Pablo Sanchez for Smash. Anyway.
You don't want that. I'm telling you right now, you do not want that.
Oh, dude, he's gonna save us from all the zoners. There's the up there.
Yeah, not when he's delivering like 79 mile or like 99 mile an hour sliders from across the stage. Yeah, good luck.
Oh my god, you just throw baseballs. That's so violent.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're on Battlefield here, which is really interesting because this is the first time we've seen this stage throughout these couple of sets.
Yeah.
And they actually struck here because this is the first game of True Finals. So that's what's really interesting. Both of these guys, as that forward air does take the stock, both of these guys agreed to go to a brand new stage, which is not something you always see, and especially in a bracket reset.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Normally you'd see like, oh, whatever, let's go PS2 or whatever, they'll strike to a stage that, you know, was the ones that they were going to in the prior set. But these guys, both of them, they're just trying something new here with Battlefield, and it's really interesting to see a stage like this get picked.
But we're seeing a lot of the same play styles here, especially from Mr.L. Just like he's not letting up on the aggression, and it's he's dead. Never mind. Okay, you can't sleep for a second when you're off stage because you really can't.
You just can't sleep against his character at all. The only time you can really sleep against him at all is if you're up against him and you're playing in neutral. Because I will tell you one thing that's really bad about really bad about Lucas is that, you know, his disadvantage state can be as bad as his advantage state is good. Once you are the one who's in the lead, if you can find a way to force Lucas to approach, he's not very good at it.
Oh no. Okay.
I'm just gonna kill him off the side. And yo, WebbJP, you are nuts for that edge guard for going for a damn ledge drop peak a freeze. Speaking of his ledge drop options, right there.
The execution, like WebbJP with momentum looks like he's playing a mod of this game.
He looks like he's playing P+.
He really does.
Which I do believe he plays in P+ as well, by the way. I do believe he also plays Lucas in that game.
I mean, that makes sense because I don't know how you could have the insanity to attempt this playstyle online if you didn't already have experience with the game as insane as P+.
Absolutely. Yeah, I believe he started with Ultimate, if I'm not mistaken, but either way, we'll go into the backstory another time. Up throw, not going to kill on Battlefield. It has some of the highest vertical blast zones of our current legal rule set.
Yes, I believe tied for the highest for Kalos, yes.
No, Town and City, I believe, is the highest. This one might be tied with Kalos, but Town and City is the highest. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how high it is, though. I mean, that up tilt is going to take you to the stratosphere.
Yeah.
He did a Pikachu. 2 Pikachu.
So we've seen a game and a half of really, really dominant play from Mr.L. The question now is what's left in the tank, which is insane because Mr.L went straight through to grands from winners.
That he did.
Mental stamina should not be a question here.
All that.
Did he even drop a game on the way there?
I gotta say, dude, all that Pablo Sanchez talk just makes me think about the juice box stamina, and I feel like WebbJP's got a fresh juice box. Mr.L's all squeezed out.
He definitely got the. But like Mr.L, he had so much time to get the juice box. Now,
I mean, I'm just wondering how Lucas could even, you know, have somebody bring him a juice box.
There's a lot of things I want to say right now, but they're all mean.
Oh no.
But I'm looking here, and I'm wondering, like,
Lucas.
where did the proverbial juice box come from? And I'm looking through this run through losers, and I think I'm seeing the beast set as the juice box here, because that was the last set that he lost a game before grands. And that was the last time that it really looked like he wasn't in control. Like, after beating Beast 2-1, 3-0 God Mode in Losers Finals, and 3-1 Winners Finals, now 4-1, 3-1 in first set of grands, and now 4-1 counting both sets of grands. I think that like
you're right.
overcoming that chaos matchup with Beast is really what gave him the oomph, so to speak, of to carry him this far.
Sometimes it's like, sometimes it's like, it's not even just how many games you play that gets you warmed up. Sometimes playing a set with like a really good player like Beast can really get you in that zone. It can prepare you a lot quicker. Because like when you're playing against people that are like more, how should I say this? When you're playing against people that are around your level, when characters that can keep up with you, it really forces your brain to make smart decisions while you're playing. Then those decisions are in your mind as you continue going on. So if you're fortunate enough to be the one that wins the set, you get to carry that momentum going forward. And frankly, you already pointed it out, Claymat. I think WebbJP is just carrying that momentum from Beast and even prior to onward here, man. And now he's in his element. He's in his beautiful Wi-Fi house where people get really tilted against Lucas, more so than they would offline.
Oh yeah.
It's not even just a matter of being warmed up. He's in his comfort zone.
I also want to point out that in the message section of the arena, it's WebbJP is up to 30 KOs at least. So he's been in this bracket, he's been in this arena for a while.
That he has.
And the other thing too about his the mental stamina here from WebbJP is that he's playing really fast and he's playing with really tight execution, but Mr.L was doing that too, and WebbJP's execution doesn't look nearly as frantic as Mr.L's did. Like even when Mr.L was running all over WebbJP, it looked like he was still kind of hanging on, maybe just a bit, and something was gonna give at some point. But Webb, even when he's playing fast, it doesn't look like he's playing out of his own sphere of control.
Right. You're saying that you think WebbJP just seems a little bit more tight and a little bit more composed.
I'm saying that I think this is just his standard level of play, rather than he just hit a power boost for a game and a half and just went Super Saiyan. I think it's just the level of play that WebbJP is exhibiting, and Mr.L has to try and match that for 3 wins if he wants to take this tournament. He's off to a good start now.
Yeah, he actually did a really smart thing. He parried the very last hit of Lucas's down air once he was able to get in for that. And speaking of smart things, you have WebbJP just holding up, making sure he recovers a little bit high to avoid that down air. But he's going to eat one there.
Double dip. Okay, Mr.L is cooking with some gas right now.
As soon as he landed the first one, I knew it was coming, man. He just got him at the perfect percent by the ledge where it was going to work, and then he was still at such a low percent where he wasn't in just enough hit lag to the point where he could go down and cancel. Wasn't just hit stun, it was tumble, my friend, that he was able to just fall down and hit him out of there.
And he went for it earlier, too. He went for it earlier, too, the double dip, and he hit none of them. But, the confidence in your own execution to go for it again and hit it. But now, losing that stock, maybe losing a tiny bit of momentum, all he has to do is close out this one stock from Webb. And then it's a best of 3 to take
Oh, my God.
He can still make this back, yeah.
No, I know.
It's still peak, yeah.
It's just WebbJP's coverage there. He just covered so many options so quick. He forced Pikachu to pick one option to recover low. That's how good this character's edge guarding is, man.
Yeah, it's he didn't get anything off of that ultimately, but just to force Pikachu into one recovery vector is an accomplishment in and of itself. Oh yeah, man. In a twisted sort of way, he did get something off of it, just not anything strong. He just got more of a positioning. Hey, that's another stock, and he only got about 20 or 30% off of that. You can't let Webb get back into this momentum. If this is a must-win stock for Mr.L. Oh, absolutely. And you saw him taking his time on the Angel platform there. Trying to compose himself a little bit, probably, as he gets hit by 2 neutral airs in a row. Right, retreating with that back air, knowing it wasn't safe and that WebbJP was prepared for it on block. And staying on stage this time. He's not being greedy with his edge guards. I thought he was going to drag him off with the down air. Oh my God. That pressure looks so scary. It's the worst, man. It's like the character just touches you once with anything and you're just done. Just pixels away from landing those forward airs. Peace out. Okay,
we're
that's
fine.
it. He has to avoid pretty much everything from here on out, but he's not going to.
He's never losing. He's just never losing. Amazing, man. You just let... WebbJP is the perfect example of the kind of guy, of the kind of player where you give him an inch, he'll take a mile. Every time.
Yeah, he was up 2 stocks in that game.
Good composer. So important against this guy, man. I cannot express that enough.
Such a good word. Because
Lucas loves to tilt people.
like when did even in that game when he was down 2 stocks, did it ever feel like Webb truly lost composure there?
No comment.
Can't say that it did.
No comment. Oh my God, WebbJP is now 1 game away, and the amount of games that he has stolen from these players right now. We've gotten such early leads against him. Speaking of early leads,
he's making
we're
it
teching
back.
those? Yeah, we tech those.
Oh,
We tech those.
okay. He got the bonk, Mr.L, trying to take some, or trying to give some of that tilt back to WebbJP with all those taunts at the ledge.
Dude, it's not always the matter of a player who feels themselves when they taunt that many times after a kill. Sometimes they're the ones who are tilted.
Sometimes you just gotta let it out, man.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta let that freak flag fly, you know what I'm saying?
Like, your life's already on the line here. This is you are playing on your tournament life for the rest of this bracket, win or lose. You might as well just taunt 3 times between stocks. Go ahead.
There you go, mini Lucas Vortex yet again. A couple of down airs into the forward smash, the classic.
This is still looking pretty nice for Mr.L.
And peace.
But yeah, that he gave up his chance to do more extra credit there.
Like I said, man, just give an inch, take a mile. That is WebbJP to a T. This guy touches you once, he will find some way to make every single capitalization off of it just pay off in dividends. And that's one of the things I love about watching him, man. He just like always
gets another
finds a
drag
way.
down?
It's Lucas, baby. He's fine. Oh no!
There it is. Okay, maybe the biggest lead. Oh, no, I can't say that. But one of the biggest leads that Mr.L's had this entire set.
Yeah, man. But
Gotta make something off this stock.
This positioning, you know, the same scenario is almost exactly what we had last time. As WebbJP did win that last game as well, man. I don't know. It ain't over until the screen says game.
Right. Like, you really got to start treating things like you're living at kill percent. Even at 44 on your second stock, because of what WebbJP can do to you off of 1 stray hit. Like 1 drag down nair, 1 grab, and it's almost like you're taking a guaranteed 50 or 60 or even more. Almost taking that stock there. Okay, that won't kill. But that's
Dragged him in from behind him, man.
He really
Thunder 1 does everything. Peace
and
out.
the
Down
healing,
the
that
last
was
stock.
like 12% off of 1 Thunder Jolt. And it doesn't really look like Mr.L got much done off of an entire clean stock.
What did I tell you, man? It was the same situation as last time. As
It
long
really
as
was.
WebbJP finds a way to be able to take that
And
stock.
here
it's
it
not bad.
comes.
Here we go, the vortex. The down air's coming in. Watch. Oh, there's 1 neutral air. There's the forward air. Good follow up off of the aerial, off of the neutral air. He already knows, but Mr.L is able to find his way in and keep that aggression going.
Okay, he's off stage. And I want to really not discredit Mr.L here. He's playing this as best as he possibly can. I think that's finally going to put him on the board for this reset. Okay. It is not over yet.
But the thing is, man, he had to find his way in at the end of that. He didn't have to clutch it per se, but WebbJP still left his mark at the end of that. He was on his way out, but he still left his mark at the end of that game, saying, "I may be down, but I'm not out." He left a little bit of his stank at the end of that match. It's sort of like The Purge. It's like, yeah, Michael Bay didn't direct that movie, but it has his stink all over it.
Yeah. And you know what? It's not just game 3, but that was 2 games for Mr.L where he looked pretty darn good. And and gave himself pretty substantial leads. And one of those games, he did not close it out, and one of them he did. But the end of the games does not tell the whole story. Those were two really good-looking games for Mr.L, regardless of outcome. And if he can continue that and try and fix some of those mistakes, then, you know, win one game and you force game 5. And anything can happen in game 5.
Absolutely, my friend. It's like I've been saying, WebbJP is one of those players where you need to capitalize on every single inch of mercy you get when you are the one who's up, when you're the one who's in the advantage state. You gotta play lame sometimes, man. You gotta be the one to make Lucas approach you. His approach game is not that good. His defensive game is amazing, man. But like I said, you give Lucas an inch, he'll take a mile. You run in and you mess up anything, which trust me, it's easier to do against Lucas than against a lot of other characters than you would think, and he will explode on you. And that's one of the amazing things about WebbJP as a player himself. He'll find a way to explode on you in pretty much every single possible way he can. He just knows Lucas's punish game to such a good T. It's amazing, man. He doesn't just do the same thing over and over again. He does the same things with an S at the end of that over and over again, every single time. That is what he knows. That's what he knows that like he needs to know with his character above anything else, because he knows like what other people are going to be. He knows what other people are going to be doing against him to really create those scenarios in the first place.
You talk about like WebbJP knowing what other people are going to do against him, and I want to talk about some like maybe a little bit of specifics in this matchup. I want to know if Mr.L has a solution to SYN Magnet, because we've talked at length about how the solution here, when you have a lead, is to sit back and play quote-unquote lame. For Pikachu, that usually means Thunderbolts, but we've seen a lot of healing coming out from WebbJP. SYN Magnet is not a free move by any stretch of the imagination. You just need to have a plan for what you're going to do if they try and heal off of your Thunder Jolts. If he can do that, if he can come up with a plan for that, then he can really start to capitalize a lot more on these leads and like build a small lead into a huge one.
That's a really astute observation, Clamhat. You're saying take what you know this guy is going to do and just take out that safe bridge from under him and then turn it into your own.
Absolutely.
So smart.
We're on to Unova.
You must be one of those like smart people.
Don't accuse me of that.
I'm going to.
Don't pee on my Don't pee on my leg.
I'm going to, you smart, beautiful.
You're gonna pee on my leg?
What?
Listen, man, I was just quoting Judge Judy.
I was just quoting what I'm going to do to you.
Okay.
Game 4.
Okay. Game 4, Unova.
We restarting? Oh, no, we're not. We're just feeling ourselves a little bit in the neutral, and we're taunting 3 times.
Testing some execution, possibly?
Whoa.
I'm slightly confused.
Are we SDing? Okay, no, we're not. I thought WebbJP was trying to tell Mr.L something or something with those taunts, but it looks like he just kind of taunted in the middle of that. I have no idea why he did that. That was really bizarre. I don't know if that was to send a message or if he somehow misinputted on the D-pad, which is a very strange misinput. I very much doubt it's the latter. But either way, I guess the situation is past. About a 40% differential between these players right now.
How can Game 4 be real if our eyes aren't real? That's what I want to know.
It was said by one of the greatest philosophers of our time.
Bar none.
Bar none.
But, not to use a cliche, but back to the match. Mr.L is really starting to continue where he left off, and it seems a lot more like he isn't playing as frantically as he was when he was playing dominantly in the first grand final set. He's just kind of playing more in control and responding to what Webb is doing rather than just trying to force himself onto Webb.
Yeah, very, very true. And another thing about Lucas, man, is that like he can sort of play his own space when he has to, man. When he's the one in advantage, you know, it's already so rough pressing a button against Lucas and missing. But even if you decide to play sort of the lamer route, you gotta play like that sort of same lame space as Lucas, man, because Lucas himself is just so good at controlling space. That up throw does take stock finally.
Up throw. All right, turnabout is fair play when it comes to up throw kills.
Oh yeah, that works.
Oh, yeah.
Can we get another? We're not.
Man has been watching ESAM Twitter clips.
We're not gimping Lucas out here. Come on. Come on.
Okay. But I mean, we might not be gimping him, but it certainly looks like Webb's getting a little bit ledge trap there.
He was, for sure. Definitely can still ledge trap this character. It's those kind of situations that you actually have to really focus on against Lucas. If you're actually able to get the lad into disadvantage, if you get him by the ledge, you got good aerials. You can definitely keep Lucas there if you want to.
Wow. But what we're seeing from Webb is really what we've been saying that we want to see from Mr.L, which is he's sitting back, he's sitting on platforms, he's not committing, he's not really going in. And Mr.L, his solution to that seems to just be like, force the commitments out of your opponent. Just running up and doing things like run up, down smash, like forward smash whenever you feel like it. Those are things that you can do when you really feel like you have momentum, but you really need to know when you have momentum and when you don't.
It's so true. You need to know when you have momentum, when you don't, and you need to know when you have stage control and just general control and when you don't. That is so important against Lucas. I cannot even express that enough. You need to lame him out as hard as he can lame you out when he's the one who's in advantage. You get Lucas to approach, and it is not going to spell the best of times for him, my friend. It is all about keeping that control and keeping him in disadvantage. Otherwise, he's just going to start down airing you in neutral, and it's going to confirm and lead into stuff. And no, it's not going to look like it will, but it will. That dash attack is going to do it for Mr.L.
That stock was pivotal because he was so close to potentially like losing his second stock and allowing Webb to open up a really big extra credit lead. And now that advantage is his to exploit. But that
like
grab, okay, he's now in don't get hit, don't get grab percent, got hit, lost the stock, last stop.
He finds a way to control it regardless. He's got him in disadvantage, and then he falls right towards the right. It's not like Lucas has a good range projectile that kills or anything, except that he does.
And the timing's still not quite there on the down airs. He's gotten it once. He got that double dip earlier, but it's besides that, that has not been the solution against Webb's recoveries, even the recovery low.
And then WebbJP just doing what he does best and evening out games when it looks like it's impossible for him to do that.
Yeah, that's really been the story here. Or one of them, at least.
And there you go, Mr.L letting WebbJP back on when he just cannot afford to, man. He's down to his tournament bracket stock right here. He needs to be capitalizing on every single opportunity he can, like these ones right here, to keep the pressure on. Thankfully, clanking with that grab, that could have spelled disaster.
Every hit from Webb can spell disaster. That down air, that's another one. Oh, this could be it. Oh.
He evened the game out with that one little string.
Even a 60% lead might as well be minuscule.
Oh my god.
The lead is gone. It is the last hit.
Not even last hit, it's more so last hit for JP.
Yeah, it really is.
Mr.L.
Pikachu still has more work to do here.
Oh, and I like that turnaround grab from WebbJP, thinking he was going to do our normal get up or roll. Oh, dash attack, not going to do it yet.
That was crazy.
I love that sequence. I love that sequence, that up smash. You wave into his mom too. Instead of doing an orthodox option by getting up to the stage like he expected him to, he just does a forward air, hangs back with a double jump towards the ledge, which has a wall jumps back, and then continues that momentum backwards towards the stage with the forward air to cover his bases for his Lucas coming back to the stage to frame trap him into the up smash. Mr. freaking L. We're going to game 5.
Tell him, Nintunis.
We're going to game 5, baby. That was such a beautiful play coming out from Mr.L. And you know how tilting it can be to play against Lucas, to have to pull plays like that out of your ass when you're in that position? to do stuff like that, that's not something a lot of players can do, especially on Wi-Fi. That up smash was so good, man. Holy moly. We're going to game 5, baby. Mr.L versus WebbJP.
Yep. We're getting the run back, and this is also the first time since that set against Beast in the loser semifinals that WebbJP has been in an elimination game. The first time. So we're going to have to see. And how did he respond to it against Beast? He responded with his 3-stock on this stage against the Charizard. We're going to have to see if he has the same response to that pressure from Mr.L here. Can he get the punish? No.
Couldn't get the punish, but he was able to keep his shield up in time.
Okay, Mr.L is lucky to get out of that alive.
Yeah, he's Pikachu, you know, he could have upbeat around it, which he did. But still, you're right. Still a scary position to be in regardless. As we talked about so gratuitously in this Game 9 set.
And now he gets a drag down of his own into a Pikachu, maybe mini Vortex.
Could use that
Webb
Pokemon.
hitting himself back on.
Only getting the first hit of that back air. Just mashing F-tilt in Pikachu's face. Nothing doing.
Oh, wow. The mid-string parry from Mr.L.
Oh, good up air. Safe one on the platform as well. Even if he whiffed that up air, he would have been able to just fast fall below the platform for his safety.
Pixels! By the matter of pixels, he was able to take that first stock.
Wow.
Mr.L is now the closest person to come to eliminating Webb in this tournament. Because Beast did not take a stock in the elimination game.
No, he didn't.
And now we're finally seeing Mr.L step back, throw Thunder Jolts.
That's what he's going to have to do, man. And like you said, just find a way around the PSI magnet as well. Which is so crucial to the game plan.
Yeah, and because he's up a stock, I wonder if Webb is hesitant to call his bluff with the Psy magnet. Because the penalties for doing that and guessing wrong and getting a punish on the Psy magnet now, facing a stock deficit, are so much bigger. Oh, get that quick attack. Okay.
So interesting too. We didn't even see Mr.L throw too many Thunder Jolts anymore, and then that's when we wind up actually seeing the guy off stage. He's fighting him now. Look at this.
Bear.
He's fighting him now, man.
What a roller coaster of a 9 games we've seen from Mr.L, but Webb evening it up pretty cleanly, only taking 35% to take that first stock off the board. This is still anybody's game, anybody's set, anybody's tournament.
Very smart of WebbJP to wait, because he knew that another forward air was not true in that scenario and that Mr.L was going to upbeat back to the stage. Just hung back to try to wait to see what option he was going to do. He didn't get a punish, but at the very least, WebbJP's head was there. He knew where Mr.L was going and tried to punish and recover accordingly.
Yes, yeah. And in neutral too, the low aerial, or like the low altitude aerials, that's going to be what decides who wins and loses this game. Is who wins with those low short hop aerials close to the ground. Like you see them poking, WebbJP's poking with PK Fire, Mr.L's poking with forward air. And those are the hits they're looking for to really kickstart their offense. For
sure, man. Lucas loves him when people make commitments to him, but he's not too good at doing them himself, and both of these players know that.
It was so scary. He jumped right into him. Honestly, I think he's lucky to not die there.
I think so too.
Ooh,
he had the right idea.
Kill again?
He had the right idea. He knew that WebbJP had nowhere else to go besides the ledge, so he just wanted to cover the option by the ledge, just in case he misspaced it at all.
Yeah, percents are even, but now it's Mr.L that's really starting to find his hits.
WebbJP using PK Fire out of the corner because he knows he can.
Yep.
Once again, as a good get off me.
Low profile under that is so tilting.
Him that time. Alright, good side B back to the level. And an even better up B to go back to the platform to reset the neutral.
Every approach here is terrifying. Okay, he might have caught him DIing.
Took the lead.
DIing out. Oh, okay. He went for the quick swing with the up smash. I don't know if he can get away with that again.
PK Thunder, not should I say PK Thunder. PK Fire is not the easiest thing to react to when you're recovering out of disadvantage. You might actually catch you DIing inappropriately from time to time, and that could have been what just happened to Mr.L. There's one down there. Can we get a second? That's it.
Wow. That last stock ended so quickly.
They call him the deleter, man. Just delete stock. That is WebbJP taking it over Mr.L, resetting him 3-1 in the first set, and then going to game 5 in the last one. That is WebbJP taking DNA.EXE for your viewing pleasure. We've got the graphic for you guys right here. Taking it over Mr.L and God mode. Wow.
Yeah, so both these guys, you know, no money on the line, but both of them do get gifted subs. So, I mean, it's a little something. Doing the best I could do here, but I do want to thank everyone who came out. The attendance for these tournaments have actually been really good, so that's pretty awesome. And I think we've been over 100 now, like since we started.
Wow.
Yeah, right? Crazy. Because like, let's see, last week was 97. The week before, yeah, that was a dip, 52, and the week before that was 110. So you guys are turning out. It's pretty awesome to see. I definitely appreciate it. It says a lot to me as the channel starts to gain more traction. I just want to say I will be adding prize bonuses, but I'm not going to add them unless like it makes sense to. So if I start hitting subs and I start making donation goals and they start hitting, like I'm going to throw it back in. But I'm going to be optimizing the channel quite a bit. But in the meantime, I do want to point that the next event going on here, well, first of all, before I do that, DNA no longer region locked. So that tri-state only thing you see on the graphic, no more. Now it's open to everybody. But we still do have one region locked event left, and that is going to be the Platinum Star Monthly. I am aiming to keep it monthly because this event's been going on for about 3 years now and has been a bit of a cornerstone for meeting New Jersey, New York, PA, and all that. There is some cash on the line. It is free to enter, and there's an items bracket that I'm actually quite excited for. So don't miss out on that if you're local. Right now, I think there is 72 people registered. It caps at 256. I feel like we could do better. I am giving away money. Don't make me regret it. So come out, have fun.
Don't let Deli win the money.
Yeah, don't let Deli win the money. Don't do it. And then Xeno Wi-Fi if you're looking for something else every single Wednesday. And they do an alternating thing where they have a free bracket that is region locked, and then they have a bracket the following week that is what do you call it? The subscriber only. So that's the thing. But anyways, so yeah, there you have it, guys. That's what we got. Also, let me find WebbJP. I am going to gift you a sub, and I believe I saw Mr.L is Ryan in some numbers. Yeah, dude, got to earn it, but slowly trying to grow the community here. I do want to thank you guys for casting. You guys were great.
Thank you, Chris.
Bro, thank you for the opportunity. This is the first online DNA I've actually casted. I did a fusion a few weeks ago, but I haven't done a DNA yet, so I was really anxious to get on one of these for a while, and I'm really happy that I saw the opportunity. I was periodically checking Discord on my phone in between while I was eating my food. I'm like, do they have enough casters? Do I go in the commentary pool or do I go in the stream commentary?
Yeah, this message me. I'm honestly really bad at like reaching out to people. Shoutouts to, like, it's just like hit me up if you're trying to cast. I have been a little bit what's the word I'm looking for?
No, it's not your fault, Chris. I was just waiting.
Well, it's not that. It's just like I've been a little picky with letting people on the channel, mostly because I'm in this mode where this has become a little bit of a now personal investment because it's now very much in my house, and I'm realizing how personal Twitch is to a point where I have to be a bit more of a presence. So I've been trying to do that, but I also still want to keep you guys developing. You guys have been working at this for years now and have been such, kind of cornerstones in the area in casting, and I want to keep developing that as well. So, definitely thank you for coming out. It was enjoyable. It allowed me to get things done like this graphic really quickly
nice.
and get the VODs uploaded. Those are pretty much uploaded already, except for this one that's still technically recording. But, yeah.
Hey, man. Dude, thank you. It's a blessing for me to still be able to do this while we get through this trying time together. And honestly, really, I have you to thank, dude. Like, you just give me something to look forward to, something to do, and something to do that I love to do. So, really, no, thank you, Chris.
Well, no, I appreciate it, man.
Don't be thanking me. And frankly, I can't wait till Saturday because I can't wait to do it more.
Yeah, man. You guys are. Yeah. If you guys both want to cast, I mean, you're both more than welcome. I'm having Koopa work out a schedule. I'm trying to get a bunch of a bunch of people and make it like a whole thing for the day. Because I mean, we got items. I think that starts at 1 is the schedule. And then, let me get the graphic. Although it's not on the graphic, but yeah, item starts at 1, and then I think single starts at like 6, something like that. So it's like a full day. Also, awesome. Thank you. I was looking for you in the chat, Mr.L, but I will gift you right now. But yeah, so again, I mean, this cap's at 256. We only are at 72 entrants. So yeah, I mean, giving away money. I know it's not $5,000 or $10,000, but I'm trying here.
Get the tri-state people in here.
Yeah, well, that's just it. It's open the tri-state, and the reason I wanted to open up DNA, the whole point, is because I know how much I know how much everyone seems to hate Wi-Fi locally. So I see no reason to punish like Wi-Fi players who are reaching out and finding a bracket and just trying to be a part of something. I see no reason why to punish them. So open bracket, these are run very well. I'm gonna sing your praises every time you're in your bracket, just because that's what I do. So take advantage. You know, maybe we'll see you in actual bracket one day. That'd be hype.
Yeah, honestly, absolutely. I mean, I'm even thinking about entering this Saturday. I mean, really, you know, my main focus has been on commentary and still is and probably always will be for a while. But I mean, you know, just increase the entrance, do my thing, you know, just have some fun. Cross that bridge when we come to it, though, which will be this Saturday, as Chris already stated. Do not forget it. It's going to be wonderful. We're going to keep this tradition going as long as we can while we get through these times together, friends. And yeah, nothing to really be said there on my end that hasn't really been said already. Just thank you for the opportunity to be able to do this once again. I love it.
Of course. And the one thing I will say is, yeah, I'm going to be making a lot of changes to the channel. So guys in the chat, it's been so interactive and that's been so nice. Like, that's been like really nice for me. You know, we're not breaking any massive viewership records, but it's been solid and consistent, and that makes me feel like good to keep doing these. But yeah, I want to make changes to the channel so it's even more interactive. Like, I'm trying to add currency. I'm trying to do, you know, whatever the points you get for watching stuff here. Like, think of good things to do with it. So if you guys have ideas or things that you see from other channels that you like, let me know. I mean, this is fully, like, customizable. Like, I'm trying to just, like, do stuff that's fun. So, you know, don't be shy. Reach out to, oh, gosh. Oh, Gonzalez. One day we're going to fight, man.
YouTube,
I would love to see that.
YouTube, man.
YouTube, man. But yeah, seriously, guys, though, like, it's tough. I go from feeling super motivated to doing these to feeling like incredibly demotivated when I see like money talk, like it always does. It's like a DLC thing, right, or pay to play thing. Like, you get all kinds of attention in the world if you got the money to front. I just don't at this point. I have time and I have like the will to do it. So until those two things totally burn out, but they won't if the support comes. It's a really weird dynamic, but. Like tournament streams though, they're people too. Speaking from one now, like I've been a tournament stream, but I've acted more like a business. Now I'm doing it more as like a streamer. So, you know, I want to see the two collide because it's just like just being exclusively tournaments kind of sucks. But if you are looking for something a little different, and Tunis is something you've been involved with, we do have Mario Kart circuits. That's a thing, and it's fun. It's
so much fun.
And like, look, if you're okay, so they really need streamers because as you can see, I multi-screen the streams, and it's pretty cool. That was a bad example because that was the race ending, but actually, let me just get the teams. Yeah, and it's hype. Like, they're getting good traction. There's no spectator mode in Mario Kart, so I literally have to do screen shares from people's like Twitch stuff. Where's like a good one where there's like a lot going on? There we go.
Guys, it doesn't matter how good you are or anything like that. I mean, we got a team circuit on Tuesdays if you want to do the team battles. We have like the normal tournaments on Sundays. They are open to anybody and they are free as well. And I'm not the main guy to hit up for it, but if you want any of the information about it, you have my Twitter down there that you can reach me at, and I can definitely hook you up in the Discord. You can hit up Glentendo at Super Glentendo and he'll let you in. The tournaments are open to anybody, man. And it's just Mario Kart. Who doesn't love Mario Kart? Guys,
yeah, it's good, man. It's such an easy like way to socialize too. And this is another thing. I'm gonna be revamping my Discord a ton. Like currently the NJ Discord, it's just gonna be the Master Hand Discord with some NJ Smash stuff in it, especially while the locals are dead, because I want to be able to promote stuff like this and direct you guys to a good place where you could actually do like fun shit and like socialize and have a good time, because that's like kind of the goal here anyways, especially while we're all like cooped up in our houses. So yeah, again, don't be shy. I'm gonna do a better job with that Discord as soon as it's like organized better. Yeah, that's all I got, I guess. Any last words from you guys?
I want to thank Clam Hat for commentating because he was wonderful and special, and I would kiss him on the cheek if I could.
Thank you, Nintunist. I feel exactly the same way. You said it better. You said it better than me, man.
Yes, that's not true.
All right, everybody.
And obviously,
not
thank
even
you
true.
to Chris.
Of course.
Do you think?
It was
Like,
just
thank
an
you
Adonis.
guys. Seriously, like it's a like I said, it's a pretty trying thing, especially at this point, because I'm in between. Like, well, do I actually search for a real job or do I actually press forward? I am thinking about fitness content. I feel weird talking about it almost sometimes, but
I would love that because I need to work out.
so here's the kick. Here's what I'm thinking. This is getting a little crazy here, especially once I fix up the Discord. Maybe for subs only or something. Some introductory stuff. Like, I'm talking like gamer workouts, and I'm air quoting because I think that's like lame to say. But basically stuff you could do from home or do on your chair and just like things to stay fit. I think that's actually like a world that needs to collide, because I know y'all are like interested. It's just like you don't know where to look, and it's really easy to not know where to look for fitness stuff because there's a bunch of like tryhards, like meatheads that you're just like, okay, that looks like well beyond my level. But like this stuff's pretty accessible. You just have to be consistent. So thinking about doing that for my subscribers or doing something unique to that end, but kind of doesn't connect, but also kind of does. But I think as you guys get to know me a little bit better, maybe it will connect. But we'll see. I don't know. Just
Chris,
spitballing here.
I have done nothing but watch Twitch streams and Netflix and Hulu and YouTube since I have been cooped in my house for a month. My town is the epicenter of the virus in the state. I would love freaking exercising with Chris. That would be such a fun.
I think it'd be kind of hype, dude.
And it would be a good mental way to just prep myself into the future for what Nintunist could be. Look at this guy, guys. For all of you still watching, look at this guy on stream. Look at this Adonis.
Not gonna make me
right
blush,
now, that's
man.
on the stream
Now I'm
right
not
now.
blushing.
People.
Look at this
And,
guy.
the
You
whole
told me you don't want to. You told me you don't want to take a workout lesson with that.
Here's the reality.
Yo,
I just want to.
Shouts out.
I want to make an army of Chads. I want my subs to be Chads, and it'll be lit. Because if ever comes push to shove where we got to fight some other like Twitch channel, we could do it. We could do it hard.
Yeah.
And shouts out to Nightbot for like as Nintunist was talking up Chris. Nightbot chimes in with the enjoying the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it, man.
Nightbot
I just want you to
knows
hit the
what's
follow button. I want you guys to keep track. Only if you like the channel.
Hell
I'm a
yeah.
firm believer of if this channel has a real value, it'll find a place to a point where like it's. I guess we'll call it financially stable, but I'm trying to think about that because there's a lot of people in that non-financially stable point right now. I'm waiting on my Uncle Sam money still, so until that happens.
Yeah, I just filed that today.
Yeah, you gotta. I don't
Who
know.
pays out first, Uncle Sam or Battle for the East? Ooh.
Oh shit, dude, I don't know. That's a great question. You know what the shame about Battle for the East is? One last sentiment is like that's literally some of the best content I have on the channel. It's just a shame that literally everybody got dicked over in the process that competed, and that makes me genuinely sad. But the content though, amazing.
Who's gonna pay out first, Battle for the East or the government when we had to delay the taxes because of an international pandemic? Literally, still the government. That's amazing.
Here, like this set is gold. If you haven't seen Leon versus Rivers, go watch it.
I'm gonna go watch that right now.
This set's so weird with the amount of just like self-destruct kills and everything else that happens, and it's fun because both these guys are great. But anyways, also
if you guys want to laugh, check out my commentary reel or just watch Blank versus Beast from Battle for the East, because there's this one clip and I put it in my commentary reel where which is on my YouTube channel. Where Beast, no, not Beast, Blank, he pulls up literally 4 stage faces in a row. It was the craziest thing I have ever seen in my life on stream.
I remember that actually. I do.
I
Remember.
was losing my mind.
There we go. That's what this set looks like, by the way. Just
that was ridiculous.
But yeah, guys, so don't be shy. I am thinking about doing more stream stuff, like just me or just chatting stuff. Maybe even if it is just about fitness or just real life stuff. I'm trying to like connect with people more, and I'm trying to do a better job. So the more you interact with that, obviously, the more I'm motivated to do it. And the more you don't interact with it, the more I'm like, well, I probably should not be doing this. But anyways, that's all I got. Hope you guys continue to enjoy. I know I am in the meantime. Again, Clamhat and Nintunist, I appreciate you guys definitely carrying the night for me.
A pleasure.
Back at you, dude.
All right, guys. Everybody have a good night. See you next time. Actually, I'll see you Saturday for PSS.
Good night, friends. See you Saturday.